Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Void Stranger. We made it to basement 224. This time we have HP, and for whatever reason that also means that there's a glowing memory shard thing over here, which interests me strangely. Last time we watched this tree, we saw a crazy ending cutscene where everything went bad. Then we went down these stairs, and music started playing, and the levels started shifting, and everything went weird, and so I am curious to see if and what will be different. I'm kind of tempted to skip the tree, but just in case the tree is somehow different, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to read all the text, assuming that it's the same cutscene we've seen before, but I will point out some things that we might not have paid explicit attention to the first time. If you want to hear me voice it all, you can always go back to episode 13 where we first saw this. But let's go ahead. We're in basement 224. Rest. Yes. Alright. Dreams embrace me, which means the game will close and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. And so Lord Johan, or whatever his name was, had destroyed Gray. She doesn't have the pendant because she'd given it to Lily as a wedding gift. And I think the second time around or sometime, this might have been the grave of Lily's mother or something that they were out visiting once before, because we'd seen this in an earlier cutscene, I think. She wonders how she's still alive. Lily. But yeah, I do too. I'm not sure if she dreams this or something, or I don't know what to think. We've talked to all these people before, so I'm gonna go straight in. Something is wrong. Lily's not here. She's out on the balcony. She looks like she might be gonna throw herself off or something. So that I don't forget later, when we go back inside, watch the sun. Just as we're going inside. Your Highness. Alright, I'm going to quickly advance through this text because it does appear to be all the same. Let's get you inside. Watch the sun as we go inside. You'll only get 1 or 2 frames of it. There's an eclipse starting just as the screen cuts away, which I think is a nice touch. Johan. Couldn't think of his name. It's been a while. Alright. And yeah, set up double cross, something something. We're gonna execute Gray for trying to hurt the princess. And then Lily wakes up and says, "Stop!" And notice that she is not wearing the pendant here either, which is why I was so focused on the pendant at the end of the last playthrough. Which still might be a thing, I don't know. I'll do what you want, just don't hurt Gray. And that's the end of that scene, I think. Okay. And we're here. We wake back up. I wonder. I need to remember this next time we're on a tree cutscene. Suppose I walked over and picked up at the basement and then fell asleep at the tree. Or not the basement, the exit stairs. And then fell asleep at the tree. I mean, I can do this, but I wonder if it would still be attached to my staff or whatever as I went downstairs. I don't know, I just never had thought of that before and just thought of it for some reason. Okay, well, let's see what happens when we step forward. Will we... I guess this is the next floor is where I'll see my own brand, which I think is going to be all the squares now. No, it's different. Hooray! It's different. And so this is due to the memory glowing shards that used to be down here, I think. I presume. I just want to see. I'm going to press the correct button. It's amazing. So yeah, we still have all of our memory detail intact. And other than looking weird... Oh, look in the background there. It's distorted, but it looked kind of like a circle. Let's witness what we're witnessing here in the background through the floors and the walls. This is like the most animated this game has been. And I'll definitely take a look at what's on the wall here in a second. Okay, I'm so glad there's some kind of payoff. I had to do a lot of work to get here in this state. Okay, there's the thing on the right-hand side again. Oh, it's kind of offset, though. I feel like if I stand here and wait, it will appear further in the center of the screen. So I'm going to do that. Okay, here it comes where I think we'll get a good look. It's like an area rug with a mirror possibly sitting on it. And like little fringy bits. I can't remember if that's a rug that we have seen in the princess's bedroom. That's what I think it looks like. In any case, let's press the interact button first. The mural's completely blank. It doesn't say the mural's your brand, and my brand would have been completely full, not completely blank. And it says the same thing if I interact with it again, and if I bash against it, nothing happens. Let's look one more time. Yeah, I feel like that is a hand mirror sitting on top of a rug. Is what I feel like that is there. And it's just like in this distorted spatial background or whatever. All right, 226, what do we see? So basically these two had the same geometry as they did in my first playthrough. And I could presumably like build out here, but I don't know why I would. But now I've talked about it, so I feel the obligation to go all the way to the edge of the screen. What happens if I press up? Nothing. Alright. But it shows me that it's only places that have flooring that can see through to the background. The void is still like the void or something. And so I think the next floor is where the music with lyrics and strange stuff started happening, and there were puzzles, and I did have control, and I chose not to exercise that control last time, so this time we will exercise it. No! Basement 227! This is an actual puzzle, I think, that is much more difficult to perceive. And also... Okay, so this statue we had only seen on basement 30 with Tail. So perhaps I will be able to get some more information about that. This is a mustache statue, which means I can't use my wand, so let me go ahead and restrain my left hand right now so I don't try. This statue would go away if everybody dies. I can see the hole in the floor here, and here, and here, and here, and here. So this is a 6x6, so this is a brand, potentially. Difficult as though it may be to read. Oh, it's even got the, like, mark your own brand, like, corner decoration that we had before. And the whole thing is 6x6. I'm not in the usual rectangle of framing. That rules typically have, it feels like. Okay, there's a smirking statue in the corner, which probably doesn't matter to me. There's a dark idol. If I wanted to cleanse myself, I could move the basement stairs there, move the statue there, maybe. I don't know what this is for. Back in Tails' room, I wanted to try falling in front of it, either via an empty hole or via the basement stairs. If I wanted to do that, is that possible to do? Yes. Do I want to spend a locust idol to test that right now? I don't know that I do. Let's, for now, prefer just to witness as much of this as we can and not do much other experimenting with mechanics, because there's potentials that we will encounter more NPCs who might actually have useful knowledge, and so staying alive as deep as possible seems like a good strategy to me right now, so that is what I'm going to choose to do. So is it the case that I could simply walk to the exit? I believe I can, and nothing is going to stop me. I'm going to walk over this prime thingy just to make sure everything seems to have all of the same usual mechanics, and it does. Alright, basement 228. This is shaped like a Z, and then there's a couple extra bits. I can see clearly, well, clearly is a little bit of a stretch, but I can see the borders of all the tiles, and so I know what is solid ground and whatnot. I don't see any reason or motivation to want to be out here, and I don't see any signs of more memory shard fragment thingies, so I'm going to choose for now just to navigate to the exit. Y. So the previous one was Z, this one is Y. Are we going to go through the alphabet? And does this have any meaning? There were 4 dots in the other one, but they weren't broken up the same way. So sure, let's do Y. It is X, so we definitely have an alphabet, and now there's just the 3 dots over here. It might be teaching us some sort of like Braille binary cipher numbering system over here. That's something that, if it is the case, I would be able to review in video on my own in the future. So for now, I'm just noting that idea out loud. W. This time I am over here. And I can make my way without too much trouble over to the main portion of the W, and I have no reason to do anything other than this. V, we're continuing to go backwards through the outfit, and it does feel like it's doing some kind of counting system. I note with dismay that there was no connection here, and I almost just fell in the void. It does feel like some kind of counting system on the right. U, T, S, R, Q, P, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A is where I expect we will be going. I can say my ABCs backwards. Alright. It's an interesting serifed font that we have going in here in the 5x6 space. It is slightly more difficult to navigate the S, but I am capable, and so I shall. Here's an R, and I'm just noting where all the spaces are that I can do things, but I can just do this and everything's fine. I will keep my eye out for variation lest the game try to trick me. Q. We're now in the Q continuum. And I can get to the exit this way, and still nothing else out of the ordinary. No sign of any memory shards. P. I see how to get there. I can just do this. And so if I had a system for converting little bits of thing on the right-hand side of the screen to letters, it's a code. And there's actually words somewhere in the previous bit of the game that I was unable to previously decipher. That's what I now think is going on. Oh. Alright. Yeah, once again, very happy to be doing this on video so I can do all of the grunt work of the translation later on. N. Pretty sure that all of the combinations we have seen on the right-hand side thus far have been unique. M. Still nothing else out of the ordinary. L. I can just walk it. K. I note the places I need to be careful here, of which there's a few. So I need to do that. And perhaps this. And then I could build my way over here. Here we go. There might have been another way to get to the exit, but this is the one that I saw. This is a difficult challenge in terms of just making sure that I'm parsing with my eyeballs correctly. What is land and what is not. I. That's an easy one. H. That's an easy one. G. So far, nothing else out of the ordinary is happening that I am detecting. If I'm missing something noteworthy on the screen, I apologize. This is the type of place where I can imagine people are seeing something and shouting at me through the video screen. F. E. I'll have to look at the exact positioning. I feel like I've seen that kind of like shape of symbols, but it was maybe one to the left of where it used to be. I'm not sure. D. C. Alright, but we all love a good alphanumeric cipher. If I do this, I can get to B pretty easily. It's kind of an interesting choice of how to draw a B in this font, but good for them. And finally, A is asking a bit of work. Actually, is A solvable? Let's imagine for the moment, yes. But I'm unsure exactly how just yet. And I need to be very careful. Yeah, okay, I see it. I can build over here. And then from here I can just go to the right. Okay, got it. Okay, that was the end of the alphabet. There might be some punctuation coming, but this also might bring us back to puzzles or something completely different. 253, here goes nothing. Another tree, another cutscene. Okay, I am totally up for this, and I said I wanted to test this. Suppose I have this on my person when I try to rest. A lone birch tree strands in the void. This area feels safe. Since you've been traveling for quite some time already, would you like to rest for now? Rest. Yes. Okay. There was the sound of like a bell tolling. We're locked in the dungeon. The story just continues linearly. Okay. Something else? There was like a magician in a robe or something? Or no, in a water bucket there were eyeballs. And now it's this person. who's been the panicky person in the castle. Lady Grey! I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the guards taking you. Then I heard about the assault accusation. What poppycock? You're telling me. You would never hurt Her Highness. The ceremony has already started. Is it the wedding ceremony? I don't know why, but something is wrong. Something just isn't right. We've had the line, something is wrong, a couple times. That's why I took the liberty of bringing in your battle attire. Although I hope it doesn't come down to it. Please, Lady Grey, save Her Highness and escape. Only you can do it. Only you can protect her happiness. That's what Her Majesty would have wanted. And we nod assent. Take cover. I'll distract the guards. Oh no! The prisoner is escaping! She went this way! Okay, so that was eyeglasses person telling me to take cover, and now she's gonna say that I went off to the right or something. Hurry up and catch her, you dolts! Alright. So. Thank you, person who previously has been a useless panicking person who is now the savior. And I don't have control here, we're just watching a cutscene. But I appreciate watching it play out on the grid. Lady Grey! Don't worry. Four Eyes clued us in. We'll do our best to hold back Lord Johann's men. Four Eyes is actually the name of that character, I guess, okay? Maybe our good-for-nothing lives will finally matter, even just a little bit. So these were the guards that had been standing outside Lily's doorway previously, who she had beat up back in the first cutscene. Alright. And now there's Lord Johann's guards. So they're going to fend these guys off while we continue on to do rescue. Great. And there's like fireworks or something going off. It seems the lady-in-waiting has clawed her way out of the dungeon. Grey. She's got the pendant on now. Interesting. So maybe she just had taken it off when she was out on the balcony. And her eyes still don't look right? I don't know. Your Highness, are you okay? I'm sorry, Grey. It looks like there are splotches on the floor that either might be some of the rugs that we saw or also might be the result of like lightning blasts, because I think this guy could just like cause lightning to like fly out of the sky and hit things on the ground as kind of like a celebration display after they got married, or I'm not sure, but there's something on the ground. I'm sorry, Grey. I couldn't do anything. Now everyone has... What's the meaning of this, Johann? I'm afraid you arrived just a bit too late. The sacrifice is almost done. What? So yeah, you see the splotches on the ground. There's the darkened sun. It looks kind of like a ring of fire sun, possibly, like when there's a eclipse, but the moon is like at its perigee, and you can just see like the outer ring of the sun or something. Everything in this world comes with a price. I learned this lesson a long time ago when I lay wounded on a silent battlefield. Okay, I couldn't tell if the arrows were in a quiver on his back or were actually like sticking in him. Starving and freezing to death. I kept praying to the stars, but the stars wouldn't answer. Until finally all I could do was to curse my rotten fate and blame those responsible for it. Then they appeared before me. So yeah, he's on a battlefield, there's lots of dead people or whatever, and yeah. Then there's three figures. That's the judge, the prosecutor, and the defense that we have seen in Justice multiple times. I recognize their Whatchabadoodles. So let's. They promised me life and power to change this world. All they needed in exchange was my unwavering devotion. Led by that, I came to offer this measly kingdom and its inhabitants as part of our contract. Huh. Show yourselves, Lords of the Void. Those are the Lords of the Void, really? So is that Use, who was, I was speculating possibly was like the judge? Yeah. He's on the melodrama, so that was the defense attorney or whatever, and she's, you know, young and silly or whatever. And here's the prosecutor, who's older and more, what's the word I'm looking for? Staid? I'm not sure. And then finally the crazy judge is still going to be wearing his helmet, I presume. Or maybe, so these fiends are the source of your power. Demons. I think that's what you mortals do call us now. Well, I don't like the sound of it. Explaining it all in detail would be way too complicated for you. Demons will do. I don't care what you're called. Just leave Her Highness out of this, Johann. My quota is still a bit short, correct? That is correct. One soul remains. Whatever should I do? How about you help me decide, my dear lady? If you offer your soul as the final part of my sacrifice, I'll promise to let your princess live. And why would I trust you ever again? Why would I trust you ever again? It's been a while since I've looked at the story. I feel like there may have been some type of negotiation between Gray and Johann in the past. Maybe. But I don't think we were privy to the details of it, and it was just kind of implied. In any case. Because you'll cling into any semblance of hope and keeping your petty princess safe. Just like you did in order to persuade me into marrying her. Okay. I see. So it seems like perhaps Gray set up the marriage? Which makes sense because, like, Lily was smitten with the guy and Gray was having trouble convincing Lily to see any of her various quarters. The king, like, wanted to marry her off in order to combine the kingdoms or something. And then this guy just seems perfect because he's also super powerful and knows that she's also like a demon something. Like we saw in the first cutscene where she had 999 hit points and beat everybody up. Like, something. Shut up. If only you'd known I'd marry Her Highness either way to fulfill my plan. Ah, you liked her. Maybe. Luckily, playing hard to catch paid off in spades, since I quite enjoyed your enthusiasm. So, do what you do best. Squirm before me, O mighty Gray, the Destroyer. Don't you even think about it. Lily's gonna speak up. The Gray I know isn't such a wuss. Groveling like that is pathetic. Her eyes are back to normal, by the way, I think. After all these years, you now decide if it's okay to just quietly fade away. You now decide it's okay to just quietly fade away. Quit acting like you're about to give up. Now I'm getting a pep talk from Her Highness. Hello, I must have fallen. Alright, and she tosses away her cape once again and becomes Gray the Destroyer. With her own music. Johann! I refuse your offer. And I'll make sure you pay for all you've done. I swear it is Gray the Destroyer. Are we about to be another RPG fight? Dots. B. B. That's Lord B to you. Okay, apparently the defense attorney is named Lord B. Okay, so these are Void Lords, apparently. Interesting. Would you like to entertain this haughty wench? Oh, really? Can I do it, sis? So she's going to be asking prosecutor person. All right, do as you please. But if Dis finds out, and we'd seen the name Dis somewhere before, I forget where, you're on your own. Yay! Hello, I'm Void Lord B. Nice to meet you. Now, let's get fired up, mortal. It's cool how she's jumping out of the frame and her fingers are covering up the text box. That's always a simple but good effect to, you know, make the thing larger than life and scarier and coming out to, you know, jump at you and say boo. I like that stuff. All right, let's get fired up, mortal. Sure enough. Oh my gosh, she's hideous. Void Lord B looms upon you. Void 2. HP 10 of 10. She's Void. I mean, she doesn't have HP, and, like, I can't do anything to her, I imagine. And it's like she's half woman, half... It's almost like Tyrannosaur legs or something in the back. Almost looks like a trilobite or like some undersea creature or whatever is like the tail. I don't even know. Weird looking. Let's do a check to start. A monster whose mere existence mocks the world itself. Sounds accurate. Void Lord B waits for your next move. What happens if I check again? The exact same thing. Still waiting. Sure, let's attack and see what happens. You attack the monster. Futile. And I ended up losing 2 of my HP. And so now I can attack with a little dot next to it. So this means I attack better or something. Leave behind a B. Got anything spicier? So yeah, let's just try this. Die, monster. Futile. Suppose I do defend, just to make sure I get a chance to see it. You steal your resolve. I've got the shield thing. Lord B has had enough. If I defend again, you steal your resolve. Lord B lunges at you in a lazy manner. You bore me to death. Hit for 1,010, I think. Right through my shield. You've fallen. And you've fallen is what it says when I fall into the void, and I go from HP down to void. Rats. What are you? Huh, did it break already? Boring. You should be pleased you lasted for that long. Usually mortals simply lose their minds at the sight of our true forms. Either way, playtime is over. Complete the sacrifice, surrogate. Will that fulfill my contract? Naturally. Watching you struggle was truly magnificent. Shame things turned out this way. As the future emperor of this waking world, I would have loved to have had you beside me. Crap. I'm sorry. I couldn't fulfill my promise to you. I can only pray for Lily's safety with you in the afterlife. Wait! Hey, bighorns. Big what now? I don't fully understand what's going on, but if Johann made some kind of contract with you, I want to make one as well. I'll offer myself. All I want is that you leave Gray alone. Johan's laughing at this. Now this is rich. Our juvenile little princess thinks her soul is worth something. Do you believe you can just make a contract with them like it's nothing? How unbelievably gullible you'd have to be. Very well. Okay, so there is Judge Zero or whatever it was. Eyeballs! Johan's like, what's going on here, young lady? Do you wish to offer your soul? Now wait a minute. This has to be a joke, right? This asinine child doesn't even understand the meaning of devotion. That isn't something you'll be the judge of, surrogate. Are you certain of this, Your Honor? This has approved her terms. A contract can be formed. Oh, this has gotten super interesting. I'll ask you once more, young lady. Do you wish to offer your soul in exchange for the safety of this woman? Yeah, I do. Your Highness, wait. I can't accept this. You there. You seem like the leader of this bunch. I guess the player might not have encountered justice before. And so you there, you seem like the leader of this bunch, like, is the way that she's addressing, but like, yeah, like, we kind of know these three pretty well by now. I beg you, take my soul instead. Tear my body apart if you have to. I'm afraid that's not possible, but if you truly wish to reclaim her, meet us at the end of the void. Oh! She'll be waiting for you there. Their Dis will reevaluate the worthiness of your devotion. What's going on? How did it come to this? Gray? You worry too much. It's better this way. Earlier I was so scared I thought I'd rather die. Now I don't even really know what's happening, or where I'm headed to, either. But for as long as you stand there, I'm not afraid. Like how you always kept believing in me. I'll now place my faith in you. And... is she handing back the pendant? What's happening here? Lily? Yeah, I think she handed back the pendant. Please take care of it while I'm away, so maybe the pendant is the thing that we need. It's an important wedding gift, and I don't know what I'd do if I lost it. There's only one achievement in this game. It's the pendant. You get it in like the first 10 seconds of gameplay, and you get it every time like the game starts over, so that was another reason the pendant was so strongly important in my mind, that I thought it was the thing that was missing, that without it we couldn't reach the end, or whatever the line was. So make sure to return it, alright? Alright, Your Honor, our time is almost up. Are you ready, young lady? You can bet your butt on it, Tinhead. It's about time I start to live up to that nickname of mine. I forgot what her nickname was. It was something about her being like, fits of anger or something, I don't remember. There's something I need to tell you. There's the Ring of Fire Sun or whatever that just exploded and all the Void Lords went away, and now the eclipse is ending? Or, no, it's like a opposite eclipse that's coming over the Dark Sun? Are we in like Void World where the sun is dark and an eclipse would be bright? I'm not sure what's happening there, actually. Who would have guessed? Well, this result is as good as any. Unfortunately, I'm not willing to take the risk of leaving you alive. This time I won't miss. Uh-oh. They took away his powers? Nothing's happening? Oh, forgot to mention. Since you didn't finish the sacrifice in time, your contract has been voided. So you can say goodbye to those magic finger-snapping powers of yours, and whatnot. This isn't funny, Bee. I was only one short. Do I look like I care? Besides, I've got a feeling that's the least of your problems right now. See you soon. Gray, please. This has been a rough day for us all. So calm down and listen to me. You've got no idea what I had to do to... Wow! That was a great scene. There's some good art in this game. And good writing. Like, stuff that's been subtly applied has been true. And the fact that I'm picking up the subtle implications or whatever speaks to its quality, I think. Alright. Here we are. I don't have the stairs attached to my rod. They're back where they were. So we kind of answered that. And yeah, that was eventful. So, here's basement 255. There's no exit stairs. All I'd be able to do is fall down a hole of my own creation. Alright, well, we've already spent too much time today, so I'm going to say I hope as always that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon for more Void Stranger, where the game does get stranger and stranger. It's great. For now, bye-bye.